Hey everyone! Tonight we're diving into the thrilling world of economic stabilization policies. Don't worry, it's more exciting than watching paint dry, I promise. Imagine the economy as a giant, slightly unstable, bouncy castle. Sometimes it inflates too much and other times it deflates, leaving everyone sad and deflated. Stabilization policies are like those air blowers that keep the bouncy castle at the perfect level of fun. Their main job? To keep prices stable, ensure people have jobs, and help the economy grow steadily. Think of it as economic damage control, preventing chaos and keeping things smooth. Now you might be wondering who controls these magical air blowers? Well, we're talking about governments and their trusty sidekicks, central banks. Together, they use a bunch of tools like adjusting interest rates or tweaking government spending to keep the economy from going haywire. Section 2. The power of monetary policy. First up, let's talk about monetary policy. This is the domain of central banks, those mysterious institutions that control the flow of money like economic puppeteers. Their main tool? Interest rates. Think of interest rates like the price of borrowing money. When the economy is sluggish, central banks lower interest rates, making it cheaper for businesses and people to borrow money and spend. This pumps money into the economy and gives it a much-needed boost. On the flip side, when inflation rears its ugly head, central banks raise interest rates, making borrowing more expensive and cooling down the economy. But wait, there's more. Central banks also have other tricks up their sleeves, like open market operations, where they buy or sell government bonds to control the amount of money sloshing around in the economy. And then there's quantitative easing, a fancy term for when central banks inject massive amounts of money into the system during dire times. It's like giving the economy a shot of economic adrenaline, although it can be risky if not handled carefully. Section 3. Fiscal policy, spending and taxing our way to stability. Next up we have fiscal policy, which is the government's playground. This involves adjusting government spending and taxes to keep the economy on track. When the economy is in the dumps, governments can increase spending on infrastructure projects, education, or even give people tax cuts. This puts more money in people's pockets, encouraging them to spend and invest, which stimulates economic growth. Conversely, when inflation is running rampant, governments can tighten their belts by reducing spending or raising taxes. This sucks money out of the economy, slowing down spending and hopefully curbing inflation. It's all about finding the right balance between stimulating growth and keeping inflation in check. Section 4. Challenges and success stories. Now, implementing these stabilization policies is not as easy as it sounds. It's like trying to steer a giant ship with a tiny rudder. There are time lags, political pressures, and unexpected global events that can throw a wrench in the works. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There have been some remarkable success stories. Remember the 2008 financial crisis? The US Federal Reserve stepped in with massive quantitative easing, injecting trillions of dollars into the economy and preventing a complete meltdown. Similarly, during the COVID-19 pandemic, governments worldwide implemented huge fiscal stimulus packages to support their economies. So, while stabilizing the economy is an ongoing balancing act, these policies are crucial for preventing economic disasters and keeping the bouncy castle of our economy inflated and fun for everyone. That's it for tonight. See you next week when we'll explore the fascinating world of tax loopholes for billionaires.